Thank you everyone for being here today. Raisa, you can take it over.
Thank you so much, Kanvi, for that introduction. Welcome everyone to another session of Learn with Teacher class. If this is your first session with us, I hope you find this engaging, useful, and full of learning. For those who have attended our sessions before, welcome back. Thank you for joining once again and seeing value in our work. Before I begin, I would like to tell all of y'all that whenever we learn a new tool or application or any website, it seems complicated. But as you continue using it, it will get easier. It will be the same for any online tool, website, or application that you choose. So don't worry. I'll try to make this application as simple as I can in this session. I assure you that once you try it on your own, you will get there in no time. Coming over to our objective of this class. So by the end of this class, I'm confident that most of you all will be able to create your own quiz on TestMoz. I will take you over through what is TestMoz in a short while. I urge each one of you all to try and make a small quiz on TestMoz after this session, and you can share your learnings or any questions that you have with us on our social media channels. We can paste the links of them in our chat box so you can access them from there. You can also share a link of the quiz with us. It will really help us and motivate us when we see your quizzes and we see the fruit of our work over here. All right, so without wasting any more time, let's just get started. So in this class, we are going to cover an introduction to TestMoz. I'm going to share with you what TestMoz is, what are some features of it, then how to get started with the tool, how to adjust the settings for your test, how to build a test, how to share your test with your students, how to guide your students through the test, and lastly, how to check your class results. I hope you have your pen and notebook handy in case you want to make notes. Also, feel free to use the chat box for asking questions generously. The more questions, the better it is. All right. So what is TestMoz really? I don't think many of y'all have heard this tool before. It was new to us when we came across the tool. Uh, TestMoz is a very simple website where you can create online tests. Now you can use this tool for creating tests, uh, end of class test, end of a lesson test, or even end of a unit examination. It is very simple website to use. You can create your test very easily. By the end of this class, I'm sure you all will agree. Even if you don't, I'm sure once you make your first quiz, you will definitely agree. There is no sign up that is needed by students, which is a great thing, right? Like a lot of teachers have this concern that students will need email address, how will they access? So it's a very simple link that you will share with your students, and your students will simply click it and get access to the test. Now, this can make your online teaching far more engaging. So like I said, you can use this quiz at the end of your class, at the end of a lesson after a few sessions have been taken, or you can even use this test for an examination. So you can actually create an exam because you get up to 50 questions that you can create on this tool, and you can share it with 100 students. So I think that's a really great number to start with. Now there are two versions of TestMoz. There's a paid version and there's a free version. In this class, I'm going to take you through the free version of it because a lot of our teachers can access only the free version. And there's also a secret feature in TestMoz, but before I reveal that feature, I want to break for 20 seconds to ask teachers, what is the most challenging part for a teacher after an exam? So I'll repeat my questions. You can put your answers down in the chat box. What is the most challenging part for you as a teacher after an examination? I'm going to look at the chat for the answers that you guys give. Please keep them coming. Yes, I see Rachna saying correction, evaluation, assessment, grading, corrections, correct. So I'm just going to stop here. A lot of y'all have said the answer. For me, I was a secondary teacher as well, and it was the most challenging part is to correct 50 or like sometimes even 100 papers that I had after an exam. So TestMoz does it for you automatically. So there's an auto grading feature in TestMoz. So your students will answer the question and TestMoz will correct the answers for most of those questions, except for some questions which we will see in the tutorial coming forward. Thank you so much for engaging. Please keep using the chat box for your questions. It really helps to keep this session interactive. It keeps me engaged as well. So those were the features of TestMoz. If you have any questions about TestMoz, please put them right now in the chat box and we'll take them right away.
We don't have any questions at this point, Raisa.
Okay.
In the beginning, one of the teachers had asked that do they need to download anything to get started on TestMoz? So if you can just explain that.
Sure. So I'm just going to move over to my next slide and I will take that question in my next slide. All right. Okay. So we are going to get started with this, and we are going to start with the question that we have received is, do I need to download any application to get started with TestMoz? TestMoz is only a website. There's no mobile application for it. So you simply have to use your browser either on your mobile phone or your laptop or computer. So I'll just show you how to get started with TestMoz now. So I'm going over to my Google Chrome browser, and in the browser I'm simply going to type testmoz.com and click enter. Here we have the home page of TestMoz. Like I said, no application that has been built for this. You simply have to go over to the website testmoz.com and we'll go scroll on the top. If you see the panel over here, we're going to simply go over here at the top and build a test. Now, like I told you, there are two versions of TestMoz. One is a free version and one is a paid version. In this class, I'm going to take you through the free version. Now, there are some limitations in the free versions, but let me remind you that the free version will definitely do more than its part even over here. So let's just get started. If I have to build a quiz for my lesson, my end of lesson, I'm simply going to start with choosing a test name. Correct. Now, if you have a paid membership, the paid membership will cost you around $50, which is 3,700 or 3,800 Indian rupees. So you can pay $50 to get the paid version. But like I said, this is the free version. So let's see how the free version works. So for the test name, I'm going to select the test name, which my students will also be able to see. So I'm simply going to select an appropriate name for the test. And for it. Once I type my password, I have to retype the exact same password once again. Now, before I go on to creating the test, I will just take you over through some warnings. Now, since this is a free version, there is no way to recover your password. So you will have to remember your password. Also, there is no way to remember your test URL or the test link. So you'll have to remember that as well. If you have a login ID and password, all your tests will get saved in that login ID. But since we're looking at the free version, this is a small limitation that comes with it. But I have come with a quick solution to this limitation. What I do is, and a tip that everyone can use, is I copy my chapter name and I make an Excel sheet of all of my quizzes. So I'll just show you how that looks. Of all my quizzes. Over here, I'll simply feed my chapter name by pasting it over here and the password that I've set for it. And over here in the link, I will go back again to TestMoz to find the link. Now, when I create the test, I will get the link to my test, which I have to save in order to retrieve it again or open the test again later. So let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to click create test. And now the test has been created. This is the link that I need to save in order to retrieve it again or open this quiz again later. So I'm simply going to copy it. You can do this on your mobile phone. I'm going to go back to my Excel sheet and I'm going to paste it over here. Now you see the link has been pasted. Another easy way to do this is if you are not comfortable using Excel, you can make a note of it in your teacher diary or your lesson plan book. All you will need to do is write down the test name, the test password, and you don't have to copy the entire link. If you see there's a code after, you can simply write this code in your books and you can retrieve this or recover this test anytime in the future. I'm going to go back to TestMoz again. And we're going to pause for questions now.
Yes. Thank you for this, Raisa. So Raisa, I think Rachna ma'am has asked if you can just show again how do you copy the link.
Okay.
And paste it somewhere. Yeah.
All right. So this is the link that I have received with the code, correct? So I'm simply going to go over to my browser, my notepad, and I'll paste it. Let me just show how that's done again. So I'm going to my Excel and say I want to paste it here. So I'm simply going to right click and paste, or I can use my Control C, that is copy, and Control V, that is paste option.
Great. All right. Thank you for sharing that, Raisa. Raisa, also one of the teachers asked that is it possible for them to create questions in different languages? So if they are a Hindi teacher or a Telugu teacher, is it possible to create questions for that in TestMoz?
Okay, that's a really great question. I have not tested out that feature and I'm unsure of its availability right now in the free version, but I'll definitely check it out and we can post an FAQ later on our social media handle or reach out to them personally. Thank you so much for that question.
Yes. Thank you, Raisa. And also, Raisa, one of the teachers asked that if they can keep the same password for all the tests. So, in my opinion, it is perfectly fine to keep the same password. But if you think that TestMoz has some reservations towards that, so you can please share.
There are no reservation with that. You can absolutely keep the same password, and I feel like it's recommended as well. If you keep a nice strong password, you can use over and over again, teacher.
Yeah, and I think one of the teachers also asked me to show them the logo of TestMoz. So, ma'am, I think on the Raisa's screen, on the top left, you can see the logo of that in orange color, where her cursor is also. So, I think if you are struggling to find it online, this is the logo to look for. All right. I think Raisa, we are done with questions, and you guys can continue. Thank you everyone for asking all your questions. We are loving hearing about all of them. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for that tip that came in regarding the password. It will definitely help our other teachers as well. Thank you so much for all the questions. Like I said, use the chat box generously to keep asking your questions. We love them. All right, let's move on to the next section. So this is the home page that you're going to see for your quiz, correct? And if you see, there are some numbers given here, starting with 0. So the 0 says bookmark this page and write down your password. It is absolutely critical that you do this. There is no way to recover the URL or password. So if you think that even after writing you may lose it, you can simply bookmark this page on your mobile phone as well as your laptop by clicking the star icon over here in your browser. And I can simply click done, and this will bookmark my page so I can always come back to this page later. Now that is step 1. And if you see the others 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the order that we are going to go while we are creating any quiz. So I am going to be breaking after every section. So after step 1, we'll take a break. After 2, 3, 4, and on and on. All right. So let's just go over to what the test settings are. The first thing that we need to do before creating a test is adjust the settings of it. So let's just go to adjust settings by clicking onto it. I'm simply going to click it once. And over here, it will open some basic settings that you have to work with for your test. Now I'll just show you how long this page is. It's pretty short and simple. I'll take you over through each section of the setting. One is you can always come over here and change your test name. Now your test name is really important because your students are able to see this test name. So if it's something that they can easily identify, it'll be great. The next part is the introduction. In the introduction, you can give any set of instructions that you want to your students. All you need to do is click inside this box and start typing. If you have many, you can simply start numbering them. I'll show you an example. All questions are mandatory. Please read the questions carefully before answering. If you have any other questions like how many points you want them to or how you want them to answer, you can simply put them here. Now let's go over to the next setting, which is the color scheme. Now in this color scheme, you have an option of choosing different colors. I like to keep it very, very simple because it looks more formal that way. Now over here, I have an option of choose the language. I will explore this option. Okay, here we have English, Hindi, German, Spanish, French. So to answer the question that was asked before, I think we have an option for Hindi as well. Now over here, I'm detecting it automatically because my keyboard will automatically type the English language. Moving forward, the question settings. This says show all test questions on one page or show one question per page. So over here, I like to show all the test questions on one page. If I want to select the other one, I'll simply click on the other box. But I do not like that option because I want my students to be able to see all the questions on the same screen. Just so that in case they don't want to answer one question, they can simply move over to the next and then come back to that question later. Otherwise, they would get confused if there is only one question on the page, how to navigate back and forth. So to avoid that confusion, I like to keep all my questions on a single page. Now there's an important feature over here, which is called randomize the order of questions during the test. Now you can uncheck this if you want your questions to appear in a specific order. That is, some teachers like their multiple choice questions to come first, and then they're filling the blanks, and then there's short answer questions and long answer questions. So if you have a particular order, you will uncheck this. But for me, since it's an online test and I know that the students are new to this, I don't want them to be discussing what's the answer for question number 1, what's the answer for question number 3 on a call. So I select this option so that it will shuffle the questions order. So you will be able to, no two students will be able to see the same question in the same order. The questions will all be shuffled. Now let's go over to the next, that is review settings. Now, review settings is what the students will be able to see after they have taken the test. As you can see, there's a conclusion text. So once the student has finished taking the test, what is the message that's going to be displayed is basically conclusion text. I can simply put a test, but what I like to do is I like to put a custom message that is a special message for students. So I will erase this. I'll simply backspace option of show a custom message if student passed or failed. Now over here, what happens is I get to assign a passing score. Say that the passing score is 75%. So the pass message is great job. And if a student has secured below 75%, I would like the student to see please will like over here. Alright, moving to the end of test. Now here is what the students will be able to see once they have completed the test. So I want students to see their score, so I will keep this checked. If I don't want them to see their score, I'll simply check this box by clicking it. Right now, I want them to see the score, so I'll check it. And test outline, let's go over it category by category. 1. Indicate if the response was correct or incorrect. I would like to keep this checked. I want them to know which question they got correct or wrong. The second is display the correct answer. Now, I don't want to display the correct answer. The reason being that my students are taking this test online and they will all be taking the test at different times, correct? So if I show them the correct answer, there's a good chance they'll call each other and discuss the correct answer. And so I'm a very insecure teacher since I've taught secondary kids. I know that my kids have found creative ways to copy and cheat. So I will check this, I will uncheck this box. And so for the explanation, I will uncheck that as well. I'm going to go over to the last part of my test settings before we break for questions. Now this is very simple. Who can take your test? Now the first option is anyone. The second option is anyone who enters a passcode of my choosing. So you can basically set a password on your test, and only students with those passwords will be able to access your test. Now only these two options are available in the free version. There are other options, but for those you will have to buy the premium versions, these two options. Now what is also available to us is this feature, that is how much time do test takers have to complete the test. Now I can set a time limit on my test. I can say make it 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 180 minutes depending on how long my examination is. But since my students are new to this online test taking, I'm going to keep it to unlimited minutes so that they have their own, they take their own time to understand how this works and how to take the test. Now there's another feature over here which says how many times can someone take your test. Over here I would like to choose it to one time because I don't want my students to keep taking the test over and over again. Now last and the most critical is what should the test takers or your students over here enter to identify themselves. So this is the question that's going to be asked to them. By default, you'll have enter your name over here. I can always change it to enter your full name because I have students with similar first names. So I want their full names. You can also add and roll number if that's what you like. I'm simply good with full names, and I'm going to stick to enter your full name. Now there are some browser functionalities. I would like to keep them as it is because that's the perfect setting for a test. Now the notification once again is not applicable to us as we are using the free version. So the only setting that's possible for us is no. And all I'm going to do is simply save the settings that I have set by clicking save. Once I save the settings, it automatically goes over to the next section. So like I had showed you on the dashboard that there are 4 sections: adjust settings, add questions, publish, and view results. So we finish with the adjust settings. So it's a tick mark over here, and it automatically moved from settings to questions. Now, since I came back to my dashboard or the home page, I can simply go to my adding questions from here or over here from this tab by clicking it, a single click. We will pause for questions before we start this section.
Thank you for that, Teresa. So we do not have any questions at this point. There are a couple of questions, but you are anyway going to cover them in the rest of the session. So
Alright.
you just keep your questions coming. I will take them up with Raisa if she is not planning to cover it in the session. If they do not get addressed during her session, I'll definitely bring them up towards the end. So please just be patient, but please write all your questions over here. Rachna ma'am, thank you for your question. Raisa is anyway going to cover it in her, I think towards the end, she's going to cover that question. So thanks a lot for that.
Thank you so much for all your questions. Once again, I would like to repeat that we love questions and keep them coming. All right, let's move on to the most fun section of TestMoz, that is creating your quiz. Here is where you're going to add all your questions that you want to test your students on. So let's get started. Now, like I told you, we're using the free version. So there are only a limited set of question types that we can use in this free version. So how to start adding question is, if you see insert over here and this down arrow, I'll simply click that down arrow to see the different question types that have been given. Now, I'll let you know that in the free version, we can only use the graded questions, that is up till the essay question. If we use the premium version, the remaining question types will also be available to us. But in my opinion, I have tried to create many quizzes on TestMoz, and these work just fine in the free version as well. So let's just start with the first question type, which is a multiple choice question. I'm simply going to add my questions by clicking onto this and typing. If you're on your mobile, you'll simply have to tap it and start typing your questions from your keypad. Now, when I have to add my choices, I'll click my choice number 1 and simply type the choices that I have. Choice number 2, choice number 3. Now, I don't want to give a 4th choice, but it has added here by default. So to delete this, I will simply go over to the delete icon over here. Now, like I told you, this will auto grade itself. So I will have to choose the correct answer right over here. So if Mars is the correct answer, I will click Mars. But over here, the correct answer is Mercury. So I'm clicking that and the question will be saved. Now, if I have to add another answer choice, over here, can you see click to add another answer choice? I'll simply click that. Okay, now I'll show you an interesting feature of the options. So if you can see in this light gray, there is an icon which is looking like a vertical X. I'm simply going to click that. What this does is it shuffles the choices, correct? So right now the order is Earth, Mars, Mercury, Neptune. So student 1 will be able to see it as Mars, Mercury, Earth, Neptune. Student 2 will be able to see a different order. Student 3 a different order. So when I do shuffle, all my options are going to be shuffled over here. Once again, my questions are also shuffled over here. And now the choices are also shuffled by hearted the questions and the answers. All right. Now, if I to choose another multiple choice question, the way of here and here, I can choose to click any of the plus icons. I'll click this one and it will copy the exact same question once again. Now over here, I click the question to change it or to edit it. And to edit this or to change this, I'm simply going to add my options by clicking it. Once again, I've kept the shuffle on so that the order of the answers will be shuffled. Now let's look at another question type, that is multiple choice but choose many. But before I go on to that, let me bring your focus to the points that you can see over here on these questions. These are basically the scores or the marks that you want to assign to each question. Now this is a multiple choice question which has the appropriate mark of 1 point. If I have to increase the mark weightage to say 2, I can simply increase it to 2 points. But right now 1 point seems fit for it, so I'm going to leave it to 1 point. So that's how you're going to grade each of your questions. Once again, to choose the correct answer, please click on the correct answer and it will select that as the correct answer. So over here 8 is the correct answer. I'm simply going to select that. Okay, moving over to the next question type. Multiple choice, choose many. I have my question ready and I'm going to start filling out my choices. Now you see over here, the students will be able to select multiple options. In the first question type, the students can select any one answer. Over here, they can select many answers. Now, like I told you, the correct answers must be checked so that TestMouse knows what the correct answer is and it will grade it accordingly. Now, this is, I'll show you another cool feature. Now to grade this, I will give this 2 points because there are 2 correct answers over here. So I want to give the weightage of 2 points or 2 marks. And over here, I will select give partial credit. That is, if the student answers even one of the 2 correct answers, will get some marks over here instead of 0. Now, you can always change that to give no credit. So even if they get one correct answer, another wrong answer, they'll get 0 marks over here. Well, I'm not that strict a teacher, so I'm going to give partial credit here. All right, we'll move to the next question type, that is fill in the blanks. For using the blank, I'm simply using the underscore key over here multiple times, comma, land and life. So once I have my question ready over here, I'm simply going to write my correct answer, that is air. Now be very careful over here. If we click case sensitive grading, then if the students use capital letters over here, they will get it incorrect. So I don't want to do that. I'll simply remove the case sensitive grading. I can also add an alternative answer if there is, say, water. So if the student writes water instead of air, they'll still get full marks. But I don't want this alternate answer for now, so I'll just remove that. Oh my god, it removed my question. I can simply undo it. Now to remove just this answer, I'm going to delete answer. Once again, if I accidentally delete a question, that's not a problem because I can simply undo it. And if I wanted that answer again, I can redo it if that was my last action that I've done. All right, let's move over to the next question type, which is true or false. It's very, very simple. You just have to put your statement, Earth has 240 days, and the options true and false appear to you there. And over here, you will have to select the correct answer, which is false.
Same
And done.
farm letter and Google Form.
Now, in this quiz, I'm not going to use match the following, but I will show you how to use this option as well. Kadvi, can we have participants on mute, please?
Yeah, that's done.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so this is match the following. I'll simply title it match the following. And here I have numbers given to my side B. So there is a side A, which is cat, whale, gecko, spider, and side B. So over here, I will simply feed in the correct answer. So if cat matches a mammal, I'll make that 1. So similarly, I will feed the correct answers over here. And I can always change this by clicking it to whatever I want. Now my students are in a little higher grade and I don't want to give them match the following. So I'll simply delete this question. But that's an interesting question to have. You guys can definitely try it out with your students. Now I'm going to go over to the last question type, that is essay. Now here is where you will use this question for your short answers and your long student in 5 points. In bracket, I will say, please give 5 points. Or you can simply edit the question to describe the features of Mercury. And you can 5 points. Now, since this is a big question, I want to change the points that I assigned to this. That is, I want to give it 5 marks, 1 mark for each question. And there I have my quiz ready with all of my questions. Now I'll just go over to the top of the page by scrolling up. Here you'll be able to see the number of questions that your test has and the marks that are allotted to it. So our test has 6 questions right now with a total of 11 maximum marks. The questions will be shuffled during the test. That is, they will be shown in a random order to our students. And when we are done adding the question, we can go to the publish page, which is the next section. So we are done adding all of our questions. And before we go on to our publish page, I would like to pause for some questions.
So, Raisa, there are a couple of questions that have come up. One is that, is the matching question that is there, question type, is it for the paid customers or is it free?
It is there for the free customers. So basically all of these questions over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of these question types are free. So the matching is also a free question. But right now I'm not using this for my test. So I'll simply delete it.
So there are a couple of questions that have come up on how to grade the essay question. So teachers, I would just like to tell you that the grading part is on Raisa's objective. So she is going to cover that in the coming part of the session.
I'm really excited for all of these questions. I will definitely answer them in my future segments. Yes, Kanvi, more questions.
Yes. So is there, Raisa, is there any duration for which these features are free?
No, the free version is there for unlimited duration. There is no cap to it.
Great. And also, coming to the last question, in the fill in the blanks question, is it
Right.
possible to put two blanks?
Yes, you can put two blanks and you can add an alternate answer. But I will test that and get back to you. I have taken a note of that question. I have not tried that out, but I'll definitely test that. But I think it's possible by adding two blanks and adding an alternate answer. But let me just get back on that.
All right. So, Raisa, a couple of other things. I'm not sure if you have gone through that. One is that I would like to know if we are able to duplicate questions. So, if I've already created an MCQ question, is it possible to copy it, or like, is it possible to
It
duplicate
is very
questions?
much possible to duplicate a question or copy a question. All I need to do is, if this is a question that I need to copy, I'll simply click this plus icon that I will get once I'm rolling over this question. So if now I'm not rolling over the question, so you will not see the icon. Once I roll over the question, I'll see the icon. I'll simply press the plus icon over here, and you see the same question is here again.
All right. Great. Also, last question, is it possible to change the order of the questions?
So over here, I have selected the random selection. So no matter what order I keep the questions, they are anyway going to be randomly shuffled. But if you
Yeah.
have not selected the random shuffle option, there is a way of changing the order of your questions. Now, if you see this 1, you can see that there's an arrow that comes up with 1, right? When I scroll over 1, I can simply left hold and drag my question to the second. And now my question number 1 would change. Similarly, if I want to drag it further down, simply roll over to the number. You'll be able to see that arrow. Left hold and I will drag it down or drag it up.
Right. One more question, Raisa. So, is it possible to copy paste the questions from any other sheet on test notes?
So if I have a question, I'll just show an example from an Excel. So I'll share my Excel over here. So see, I have a question typed over here. What is the meaning of solar system? So I have a set of questions on any document or a notepad. I can simply copy my question over here by selecting the question and copying. I can go back to my test mouse. Simply right click and so here my question has appeared. So if you have a question bank prepared on any other file, you can simply copy those questions and paste them over here. Also in the premium version of this app or this website, you will be able to copy the questions directly from a file without having to copy paste. That is when you do insert or insert a question pool or questions from a file, you can simply add your Excel sheet or your Word document and it will create the quiz automatically. But since this is a free version, the features over here are limited.
Great. So, Raisa, I think there is one confusion with with one of the teachers. So they are saying when they try to edit a
Okay.
question, they have to rewrite the whole sentence.
Okay.
So, can you show again how can they edit a question?
So I'm going to edit my first question. When I click it, if you see the entire thing is blue, that means the entire question is selected. So if I start to type, it will erase my entire question. Now I will undo that. I will undo that and I'll go again. Now I'll wait for this blue thing to go by just clicking over there. Now you can see that the blue highlight is gone. Now, if I want to edit something over here, I'll simply edit it. Yeah.
All right, great. I hope that answers the question. We have another very interesting question, that is it possible to add pictures in the questions for to make it attractive for the students?
I will just check. Okay. As far as I have used the tool, there is no option of adding an image or a picture to the question.
All right. Also, Raisa, can you just show again how to add the answer in matching type question?
Okay, sure. So I'll go and insert the question which is matching. I can edit these and I'll simply put the correct answer. So if cat matches say 3, I'll put 3 here. If whale matches 1, I'll keep 1. If gecko matches 2, I'll put 2 over here. And if spider matches 4, I'll simply put 4 over here. So the correct answer you can feed over here. So when the students will select the correct answers, that is they'll match the correct number, then they will simply TestMoz will correct the answer according to the answer you have provided.
All right, great. Thank you for answering all those questions, Raisa. I think now we are caught up with all the questions that are there. I think we can move to the next part of this session. Teachers, thanks a lot for your questions. I think it's really helping us build our understanding of these tools better as well. I'm just going to put the link over here once again for this platform. So if any of you guys joined later, you can simply click on that and access the platform from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your questions, and I'm hoping that by the end of the session, all of you all will be confident to go and make your test or a demo quiz, and you will share it with us on our WhatsApp number. I hope that Kanvi has put our WhatsApp number in the link in the chat box. I'll ask her to share that once again. Please share us the links of your demo or your test quiz that you have created. It will be really fun for us to see how you're using this session. All right, I'm going to move on to my next session, which is publish. So my test is ready. Like I said, I have 6 questions of 11 marks, and all of them are going to be shuffled. I'm ready to publish my quiz. So I'll simply go over to publish by clicking it. Now this is going to ask you for a lot of options. Please do not get scared. It's very, very simple. In fact, it's going to make things very, very easy for you. Before you publish, you need to preview your test to make sure it looks good. You will check for your spellings. You will check whether the questions are looking fine. You will check whether you've correctly scored them, etc. So I'll simply click preview your test, which will take me to another link, which is the preview link. Now, if you can see, the student login is here, and all I'm going to do is preview or see how this test is going to look for my students. So I'm clicking preview. If you can see the chapter name, the test name that we had assigned, that is chapter 3 solar system, is first. The instructions that we typed out in our question settings appear over here, and all of our questions are here. And finally, the submit. So all the questions are on one page, just like we selected in our settings. And in the end, there's a submit button for the students. Now I have previewed my test. It all looks great. My test is ready to be sent to my students. I'm going to close this browser, and I'm going to click publish. Now my test has been published. Once my test has been published, I recommend not to make changes in the test, which is why the preview function is available to us. Please check all the questions once again thoroughly before publishing the test. If you make changes, this can alter the data that you get from this test. So once I've published this test, I can see that there's a link that has been generated over here. This is the link that I'm going to share with my students to take the test. Now I'll also show you another interesting feature after I have published the test. That is, I can have a paper copy of my test. Now, a lot of you teachers are going to find this extremely exciting. I'm going to select do not show answers, and I'm simply going to do view, print, or download. What it's going to do is it's going to make a paper copy of my test that I have prepared, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm simply going to save my test. I'm opening it and I'm going to share my screen to show you what that paper copy is looking like. Please allow it a few moments. It's loading. So what it does is it creates a Word document of my quiz. And if you see the Word document and the way it is designed, you will, okay, it has opened. Let me just share my screen. So this is the paper view of my quiz. So for teachers who want to take a physical test as well, you can prepare your quiz on Testmoz, download this paper, print it, and share it in your classroom with your students if you do not want to take the online version. Can you see? It's so beautifully designed. It's your paper, just like how you have any exam paper. Isn't that a brilliant feature? And this comes in the free version itself. Alright, I'm going to go back to Testmoz and show you other ways in which you can use or publish this test. Now, as I told you, your test link has been published, which is testmoz.com/3449260. You can simply give this link to your students via WhatsApp, via text message, or Google Classroom, right? Like a lot of teachers are using Google Classroom in their classes to take online classes right now. So you can simply share this in your Google Classroom, or if you are taking online classes, for example, the way we are conducting an online class on Zoom, I can simply put this link in the chat box as well. I copied it I selected the entire link, right click copy, and I'll just come over to our chat box and paste this link over here. You will not be able to see my chat box, but I'll just paste the link over here. So you see, it's so simple to share the link with your students. I will also show you how to put it on Google Classroom. So I'll open my Google Classroom, which is opened in another tab here. I'll go to classwork. I will create an assignment, which I'm going to call end of chapter test. I can give instructions if I have any, or I'll simply add a link and paste the link over here. Add link. I want to assign a due date for it so that my students finish this before a certain date, that is before Friday 6 o'clock, and I will simply assign. Now, if you do not know how to use Google Classroom, we are conducting a class on Google Classroom on Thursday. Kanvi will share the link to the form for signing up. Please do attend that class and we'll take you through Google Classroom there. Now here it will show up in our stream tab. This is the link which all your students are going to use to access to the test. Now, before I go to the next segment, that is what the test looks like to our students, I'll pause for questions.
We had a couple of questions. So one is on why are we getting some warnings in the test?
Okay.
You can say.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that question. Let me just click to see what that warning is. The warning is it's best to use email or identity base access control. So if I will take you back to the settings over here, we had a section called access where we had who can take your test, correct? So here we have selected anyone at the moment. That means anybody with the link that I just showed you, with that link can access the test. Now the warning it's showing is to tell you that if you're going to keep it open, then it is open to anybody who gets hands on the link. So say that a student from another grade gets the link, will also be able to give the test, correct? So over here we can choose another option, that is anyone who enters a password. Now since all of us are new in this online teaching space, in the beginning I would suggest to not enter a password till the students get used to the platform of Testmos. Once you know that your students are well aware, that is after taking 2-3 quizzes, then we can start entering a password, so that now the students know how to access Testmos. So they will simply put their name, their roll number and the password and click enter.
Great. I hope that answers the question regarding the warnings. There's another question which I'm not very sure of, but let me just put it to you. So the question is that how can we create bits like bit one, like basically I think they want to create one test which has all the essays and the second one which has all the fill in the blanks. So is that possible?
So if that's the kind of so what we can do is, first we can have the order in the specific format, that is without the shuffle, so that you can put in all the fill in the blank questions first and then start the next question type. Since this is a free version, we cannot section it into different sections. Also, if you want to create different quizzes for each different question type, that can also be done. So on the same chapter, you can create like a fill in the blank quiz, MCQ quiz, if you want to send it at different times and different sections, if that helps.
Yes, I think so. That was the question, that if they have to create an assessment for like 25 marks, how can they do that? I'm not sure. Ma'am's next question is that can you show us how to do that? So I think, ma'am, you've joined late and Raisa has already covered different question types. What I can do is that she has also created certain tutorials for our YouTube channel for the Testmos. So they'll be put up on our YouTube channel very soon. So I can just share that link with you later if you can just reach out to us on any of our email IDs. I'll just share them in the chat box so we can share all the relevant tutorials with you over there. So Raisa, we have one last question, that what is a unique identifier?
So a unique identifier, I'll go back to my setting, is basically a code that you're going to assign, or a code name that you're going to assign to your students, or it could even just be their full names. So basically a student ID, that is a roll number, or an employee ID that I will specify. Again, this is a feature that is there only in the premium or the paid version. It is not available in the free version.
All right. Uh, so I think we are caught up on one last. I'll just tell you about the one last question. Probably you are going to cover it in the rest of the session, but if you can address it now. So the question is that the link for the admin, it shows many things. So can you explain that? So I think that is going to come up in your next part as well.
Do you mean the dashboard? Because the dashboard itself is the link to the admin. Is that the question?
Actually, I don't think it has been written very clearly. So I think what we can do right now is, Raisa, that we can probably move forward. In the meantime, I would just get clarity on the questions and I put it to you after your next segment.
Sure. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now let's begin to look at what this quiz looks to our students and how they can answer it. Now, if the students access this quiz on their laptop, they will simply have to copy this link, paste it in their browser and go. But if you have shared this link with them on WhatsApp, all they need to do is tap the link and it'll open a quiz to them on their mobile phones. I have put the quiz link on the chat box. I'll put that once again over here. You will be able to open this link and see what it looks like on your mobile phone. Recommend you to do that after this section while we break for questions so that you'll be able to follow through this section as well. So I'll show you what it looks like on the browser. You can explore the mobile version later. So I simply pasted the link in my browser and it gives me two options, that is student login or administration. Now administration is nothing but me. It is my test and it will take me to this dashboard or this home page which I have created. Now I don't want my students to access that, hence I have a password that we assigned at the beginning of this class. Now let's go over to the student login. I'll simply put in the full name and start the quiz. Now here I have my chapter name and my question. I'll start answering. Of course, I'm going to answer a little quickly because I know these questions. And I'm selecting random answers just so that I can show you what the pattern looks like. Here, the students are simply going to type the correct answer. Now, the student knew only 3 points, wrote 3 points, reviewed the test, and clicked submit. Now let's look at what the student can see once they have submitted a test. Can see their score, that is 53%. And now the pass percentage we set for 75%. So the message that the student can see is, please work harder. Their name appears over here and they can see whether they secured correct answers or incorrect answers in their questions. Here, since there was only one correct answer, it is saying that it's partially correct and it's given the points as 1.2, which I'll come to later. Now, although this is incorrect, it's not prompting the correct answer right now to the students because we have shut that option in our setting. And if you see that there is no grade given to the essay question. So the remaining all are self-graded by Desmos, but over here the essay question is a question mark. That's all. That's what the student gets to see and nothing more. Now we'll go and see what the results look like for us in the backend. So I'm going to pause once again for questions.
So yes, Raisa, yes. So does the student need to answer all the questions so that the marks can be displayed?
If a student is not answering a particular question, I think that question will be graded as 0 marks.
All right. So there has been another question on how to grade the essay. So, ma'am, Raisa is anyway going to cover that in her next part. So that will get addressed. And I think somebody had also asked that will the test scores appear immediately after the test is completed. So I think Raisa's demonstration, I think that answers your question, that immediately after they have finished the test, they can see how much they have scored. And if the teacher wants, they can even see the correct answers, they can see the explanation, totally depends on what the teacher wants them to see. Yes. So I think, Lisa, we are done with questions. You can
right.
forward.
All right, I will move forward to the next section. Thank you once again for all your questions. Now I will show you what it looks like once the students have finished answering the questions and how to grade this essay question, right? It's question mark. So how do I grade this essay question? So I'll go back over to my main page. I'll close this Chrome browser and I'll simply go over to the last tab or the last step, which is results. Now this will take you to a beautiful, beautiful page and it does everything for you, all your calculations over here. Thank you, Samira Khan, for taking this test. So see, anyone who has taken the test is going to appear here. So their full names are going to appear over here. The average score of the class will appear over here. The average time taken by a student to answer will appear here. The number of responses. And if you go over to individual students, you can see their individual scores, what date they started on with the time, again, when did they finish with the time, and the time taken by each student to answer. Now over here, the check boxes that you can see and the crosses and the question marks are basically questions that have been auto graded, and the question mark is the question that has not been graded yet. So let's just first go over and see how to grade the question. Now there are two ways to do this. I'll simply click this question mark over here, or I can open the score of a particular student. That is, I can click here or I can click the question mark. Let's see what happens when I click the question mark. So it takes me directly to the question that needs to be graded. Now I see that there are 3 points, but there are only 2 correct points. I'll simply click here and from my keyboard select 2. I will also look at other answers provided by the students. Now over here, TestMoss has auto graded it and given it 1.2 on 2, which actually is for 1 mark. So I'll simply change the score to 1 mark. Now, if you want to grace pass your students, which I do not recommend, but if you do and you want to change their score, even if they got an incorrect answer, you can simply go over and change their score. Here I'll keep it back to 0. Go to the end of this test and save my changes. Once I save changes, it will take me back to my results page, and over here, if you see, the 6th question is partially correct. Now similarly, for all the questions which are ungraded, you'll see question mark and you can simply go over to them and grade those questions. Now I would like to show you this feature over here. If you can see 100%. Now since only 2 students have taken the test, I'll show you another test that I've taken at a different time and what the scores over there look like. So I'll just share my screen in 2 minutes. I'm going to scroll over and open another test of mine, which has more students that have taken the test, just to show you what the results look like. Now it's asking me to enter the password, so I have to remember what password I had set for that test. I've opened this test. In my results section, I will see that there are some percentages given here, right? Now what these percentages say is that 75% of my class got the question number 1 correct. Only 25% of my class got my question number 2 correct. What this will help us identify is which was the most difficult questions for our students to answer, correct? And if you go deeper, a little deeper, what was that concept that my students didn't understand from a particular lesson? So that's the kind of level of data that TestMoss actually gives you. So when you see question number 6, it's got 75% correct. So most of my students are able to describe the features of Mercury. Whereas when I see this 25%, how many planets are there in our solar system? I think most of my students have a confusion with regards to the number of planets in our solar system. So in my next class, I can definitely take that concept or that question up once again and clear those specific doubts of my students. Once again, you can see the average score of your class, that is 40%. You can see the average time taken by all your students to complete the test, the number of responses, etc. So this is TestSmos for you. I find it to be really cool. You can use a lot of different features for free. Yes, there is a premium version with a lot more features, but like I said, the free version comes with its own benefits as well. All right, we're going to pause for questions. I'm done with my session. So we can take questions from any section that you have. If you want me to repeat something, feel free to ask that as well.
Great. So Lisa, we have one pending question that we can try to address. So the question is that, is it possible to export this to CSV format?
Okay, let me try to do that. I haven't explored it. Let me just try to see if that can be done.
Sure. Sure. While Raisa explores, I'll try to address some of the questions. So Rachna ma'am, I'll ask Raisa to repeat what you want her to repeat. Secondly, Karishma ma'am is asking if it is possible for us to explore the paid options. Karishma, I'm not very sure if we'll be able to address the paid options, since for us to learn them as well, it would be difficult for us to explore those. And since most of the teachers actually are not able to use the paid options, so that's why we are just exploring the free options as of now. Raisa, would it be possible for you to show them the publish option again? How to publish? Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the first question that was given is how do I export this to CSV? Now there are three different ways in which we can do this. One is copy to clipboard, which basically means that it copies this data onto a clipboard and you can paste that data anywhere you like. So I'm not going to go ahead with that. I'm just going to show you one of the options, that is a point grid option. I have downloaded this file onto my computer and I will share my screen to show you what that looks like. So thank you for this question. Like I said, we had not explored this before, and this question we went ahead to explore that. It has given me an Excel sheet with all of my student names, with the start date, with the time, how much percentage have they secured in this test, what are the points or the marks that they have earned totally out of 11. So this is points possible. That's 11, and this student has secured 1.4, etc. So these are the maximum possible, and this is what the students have secured. And the questions appear over here on my Excel, and which student has got what question correct is given to me right here in the Excel file. So yes, it is possible to export your scores. You can print them and you can put them in your class folders as well. So thank you for that question. We'll go back to TestSmos once again, and I will show you the publish option. All right, I'm going to go over to the publish option in my test. And I'm going to keep it open for any questions that come up. Yeah.
Sorry, I was on mute. So we don't have any questions at this point. I think a couple of teachers had the questions on how to grade the essays. So I hope, Raisa, you have already covered that. And as of now, we don't have any questions. I think we can wait for a couple of like 1 to 2 minutes so that you guys can just put in your questions. So I think one question that we are getting is this, right, so on your screen, we can see that URL create an alias kind of a thing. Can you tell us what that is?
Right. we'll just scroll over to the question type. Just give me a moment to answer that question.
Sure.
Okay. So basically, it means that if you have to create an alternate link and you don't want to share this testmoss slash the code and you want to create your own link, you can do that as well using that. But let me see if that's available for the paid free version. No, that's not available for the free version. Once again, I would like to show you that it's $50 per year, the membership, which would come around 3,800, 3,700 to 3,800 Indian rupees.
Raisa, the next question is if you can show how to generate that paper copy of the questions again.
Okay, so there are multiple options that have been given to us in the paper copy. Over here, if I don't want to show the answers, I will simply uncheck this like how it is right now. If I uncheck this and I click download, it will download a Word document on my computer, which looks something like this. Let me show that to you again. So since I've selected without answers, I can actually simply print this Word document and share it as a question paper with my students. If I would select it with the answers, then it will give me an answer key. I simply have to click download from here.
Great. So Raisa, coming to next question, is it possible to make any important question compulsory for the students to answer?
Let me just get back to that setting. I'll just test this link once again.
Sure.
I'll try leaving a question blank to see what error message it gives me and if it gives me an error message.
Yeah.
Okay, so it makes all questions mandatory. So the students cannot leave any questions blank. They have to mandatorily fill out all the questions over here. Now I have left this question blank. Let me see if it allows me to submit. No, it does not. So all questions in TestMoz are mandatory by default.
Great. So I think we are done with all the questions.
I think we have a question coming in from Zainab ma'am, that how is this tool better than Microsoft or Google? So we have not done an in-depth pros and cons or an analysis on how this tool is better. There are various platforms, like Google Form is also a very brilliant platform to take quizzes, and it's also one of the tools that we have created our tutorials on. What TestMoz does is it's a very simple link. It's very easy to create for teachers, like you've seen. The choice is up to the teachers on what tool they would like. I really like the interface of TestMoz. Hence, I thought all teachers must be acquainted with this tool, which is why this session.
Great. We also have another question from Kavita ma'am, who said that she missed the initial 15 to 20 minutes of this session. So, ma'am, we have recorded this entire session and we will be putting up the recording on our YouTube channel. So I think it will be available by the end of this week for sure on our YouTube channel. You can check it out. And we also in the beginning we did cover just the settings part of the TestMoz. How do you set the initial settings of the test? So for that, you can check out our YouTube channel for tutorials also.
We're reading a lot of positive comments, and I must tell you that these are what keeps us going. This is what pumps us for the next session. So thank you so much for all these wonderful comments that you guys are sharing with us on the chat box.
And if any of the teachers would like to speak to us or would like to reach out to us, you can reach out to us on our email ID, which is info@teacherclass.org. I'm just going to put it in the chat window. Please feel free to reach out to us on that email ID and we'll get back to you on that.
If you still have further questions after you have created your quiz, you can also write the question to us in the WhatsApp number that we have shared with you. Please share your quiz link. Once again, it is amazing to see teachers make their own quizzes and make use of the session that we have. The phone number is provided once again by Kanvi in the chat box. Please feel free to drop in your quiz links. Thank you.
Great. So I think we are done with the session.
Thank you.